Hey guys, JV here with Level Up Gaming, sharing the very first episode of our Journey to Andromeda, a weekly series where we share our thoughts on the Mass Effect franchise as we play through the entire series leading up to the release of Mass Effect Andromeda. This week I began with the original Mass Effect, which came out way back in November of 2007, which means it's almost 10 years since the original Mass Effect was released. And for a game that is this old, I'm pleasantly surprised about how well the game has aged. It is still a very playable game, and I'm enjoying the hell out of it so far. I'm playing on the Xbox One using the emulator because I already had the game, so it allowed me to, download it for free and just play on my Xbox One. I wanted to play the game on PC for the first time, but EA doesn't let you buy the game separately. You have to go through Steam, and long story short, it was more expensive for me, and unreasonably expensive in my opinion, to do it in a bundle or get something like that. So decided to stick with the Xbox 360 version. It doesn't run super well. That is the biggest complaint I've got so far. It dips below 30 FPS frequently, but the game overall has aged very well. I'm enjoying myself so much that I think it's crazy. I think it's insane that people say, skip the original Mass Effect. You don't need to play it. Just pick up the franchise with Mass Effect 2. No, absolutely not. If you're someone watching this series and thinking you want to play through the original games and want to skip the first one, do not do it. And I will tell you why. It is easily my favorite game of the series, the original Mass Effect. I think it's just an honest RPG that establishes this unique universe, this space opera, so well, and it does it better than any of the other games in the original trilogy. The original Mass Effect has so few modern conceits, and that's what I really appreciate about this game. BioWare, when they developed this game, were not looking at, I'm sure they were looking at the market, of course. There's financial strings always with video games, but this was not a game created, specifically for the shooter target audience or anything like that. This is just a pure, true RPG, and you can absolutely tell. Of course, as we know, Mass Effect 2 took a more action-y approach, and I believe at the cost of the RPG elements that made the original Mass Effect so great. Of course, combat in Mass Effect 2 and 3 is very refined and fluid. It's very fun, a huge upgrade. I mean, Mass Effect 2 is a wonderful game. I'll talk about that when I play through it here on this series, but I think it missed what made Mass Effect unique and special, the original game. Things like going to random planets to see what's going on there, maybe planets that haven't been that inhabited before, and exploring the universe. And that's what Andromeda has promised to be more like compared to 2 and 3. So there's just so much I love about the original game, and I'm just now rediscovering what I loved about it. The combat is certainly clunky, but it's really not that bad. And if you talk to anyone that says skip Mass Effect because its combat is bad, is missing the whole point of Mass Effect and what made the original game so special. There are so many moments that have given me goosebumps just by replaying them, and I'm fairly sure I played through this franchise at least 5 times, closer to 10 probably. So the original title screen with the music, just the title screen music, and the character creation process where it tells you to access the database, you need to recreate your profile, all of that was so fresh and unique in my teenage mind when I played the game for the first time. And it's weird that these small little moments just stick in my mind and are so special when I return to them. When you first arrive at the Citadel and Joker's taking you in and you see just this monstrosity of ingenuity, you don't know who created it. You've got little, creatures like the Keepers who are maintaining the Citadel, but no one wants to tell you why they're doing what they're doing. And you've got these connections to the Protheans, this ancient alien race. Even the title screen when it tells you about how humanity found some ancient artifacts that jumped technology 200 years, all of that stuff is just goosebumps for me. Every time I talk to Captain Anderson is really special because I think Keith David did such a fantastic job voicing the character, and then of course you take Captain Anderson with you throughout the trilogy. He is a very important part of the entire franchise, the original trilogy, up to this point before Andromeda, and so Captain Anderson is such a special character. So is Garrus. When I first talked to Garrus as I was approaching the Council, and then of course when you recruit him in the doctor's office in the clinic on the Citadel, those moments are also very special for me. I definitely plan on keeping Garrus with me throughout my playthrough. I've played 2 hours up to this point, so again, I'm still fresh into this, replaying of the entire franchise, but becoming the first human Spectre is also a very special moment when you get to prove the Council wrong and get some evidence from Tali'Zorah about, what Saren is actually doing and what's going on with the Reapers, Matriarch Benezia leading to Noveria, and all of that stuff is very exciting. It's almost more exciting knowing what Shepard is going to experience next and how he's he's going to have this huge impact on the galaxy and the universe. So those are the big moments so far. Let's talk about my character. You may be wondering what I'm playing, and I did a little bit of research before kind of settling on a character. I decided to go with the Sentinel. That's actually a really awesome class in my opinion, and has been throughout the franchise since the beginning, obviously. It's the first class that I ever played, and then I don't think I've returned to it a bunch just because I wanted to, play some variety and experiment with all of the classes. But the fact that you've got this dual threat of tech and biotics has always been super interesting to me. It's felt like kind of the really unique class of the bunch. And while we're talking about classes, the holy trinity of combat, biotics, and tech, and creating these own unique classes, I have always appreciated the hell out of that, and how this game has been able to carve out its own sort of niche classes that really didn't come from any other game. I mean, you've got, the sniper class with the infiltrator, soldier is the standard, shooter class, but outwards from there, you've got the engineer, the vanguard, the sentinel. I mean, there's so much variety. The vanguard, I don't know if I said that twice. There's so much variety in what you can do within these 6 classes, and it's been in the game since the original. And again, people that say skip the original, there's so much you can do in this game. The only downsides to me are the combat and the way that the game runs. It's not optimized very well. But moving on, I digress. The assault rifle is the bonus skill that I chose. I'm kind of regretting it right now. I think I should have gotten singularity instead, because the pistol is really good in this game. It's deceivingly good. I forgot how good it is. And it's funny, I think they needed to make the pistol good because the engineer, the sentinel, and another class I believe are locked to pistols, at least in, being proficient with a pistol and being trained. Because if you are not trained in a certain kind of weapon category, then you're just ineffective with that weapon. Of course, something else I love about Mass Effect is the morality system with Paragon and Renegade. Again, been here since the original game, and for the most part, I will be going Paragon in my playthrough throughout the original trilogy. I know a lot of people love to go Renegade because there's some hilarious moments where Shepard is either hilariously ruthless or horrifically ruthless, but I'm going to be a little less forced. I think when I was growing up, I always wanted to be pure Paragon because that's who I thought I was. I think I'm going to be a little more straightforward with Shepard, picking the middle options more often than I did in the past, just because, I want to get straight to the point. I want to get things done, and if there is a situation where it does need a little bit more of a light, whatever, then I will go that upper right Paragon option with my dialogue wheel. I've also decided to make sure I get all of the charm options as soon as possible, because I always like to persuade people in these BioWare games. It just feels really gratifying to spend that point and then be able to use that point and kind of bend people to your will. So I will be charming a lot of NPCs to, do my bidding or help me, get something done. I think especially on Noveria, I think there's a very key set of dialogue charms that you need to do in order to kind of get a shortcut on that area. In terms of companions, so far I've recruited Caden, Ashley, Tali, Garrus, and then I will get Rex very soon here. I'm gonna try and rotate a lot of companions, but I'm gonna try to stick with my boy Garrus, obviously, because Garrus is just the best. That's really it for this first episode. Again, I've only played 2 hours, but I plan to play a lot in the next week, so I have a lot more to share in the next episode of Journey to Andromeda. Hope you guys enjoyed this sort of thing. Let me know in the comment section below, do you plan to play through the original trilogy before Andromeda comes out? I know a lot of people are going to be doing the same with me, and I think this is a really cool way to kind of connect with you guys and really share in this mutual love that we have for the Mass Effect franchise. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram for constant updates on when we're uploading new content. Check out our website at Level Up GMG, where you'll find complete libraries of every single video we upload moving into the future. Also, if you're feeling generous, consider supporting us further through our Patreon. Becoming a patron allows you to engage with us directly and unlock exclusive content like monthly Q&A videos. So visit our Patreon if you'd like to learn more. If you enjoyed this video, click the like button and click subscribe if you haven't already for more tips and tricks and gaming related videos. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time here on Level Up Gaming.